Utah and the American Civil War, The Written Record, edited by Kenneth L. Alford, published by Arthur H. Clarke Company, and imprint of University of Oklahoma Press in 2017. A book notice by William P. McKinnon.
There are two schools of thought about Utah's participation in the Civil War. It was de minimis, unworthy of comparison to the blood-soaked contributions of nearly all other American states and territories. Or, it was larger than the size of its troop commitment to the Union Army and has a record more complex than is often understood. With this book, Utah and the American Civil War, Kenneth L. Alford is squarely in the latter camp, arguing that the common belief that Utah Territory sat out the Civil War is incorrect. Although the territory was removed from the war's devastation and provided only one active duty military unit, the war deeply affected Utah and its inhabitants, from pioneers and Union soldiers stationed in Utah to the Native Americans they clashed with throughout the war. What follows to support this assertion is a mammoth 864-page collection of military documents, ancillary material, and analysis. Alford is a native Ogden, Utah, BYU professor of church history and doctrine, retired Army colonel, former West Point teacher, expert in large-scale data organization, and published authority on Utah's involvement in the Civil War. As such, he was extraordinarily well equipped to assemble and lead the team of undergraduate and graduate students who grappled with a tsunami of documents to produce this user-friendly reference book. Most of the official documents presented here have previously been published by the War Department during the decades straddling the turn of the 20th century. The documents, however, were embedded in 128 volumes of military orders, telegrams, and letters bearing a title as cumbersome as their accessibility: The War of the Rebellion, a compilation of the official records of the Union and Confederate armies. What Alford has done for readers interested primarily in the war's role in the West and Utah may be summarized with three words: organization, focus, and context. In a useful introduction and 3 opening chapters, the editor summarizes the history of Utah and the Civil War while describing what the official records are and how they were produced 120 years ago. In another 500 pages, Chapter 4 presents the heart of the study, the official records documents relating primarily to Utah. Chapter 5, one of the more unique parts of the book, devotes 200 pages to additional records related to wartime Utah that were inexplicably excluded from the official records. Through 8 short appendices, Alford then provides aids that give additional context to the subject at hand. These aids include information on military terminology, geography, and the territory's changing political boundaries. Enhancing the accessibility of all this information is Galen Schroeder's excellent 36-page index, a seemingly mundane section, but one that is crucial for a documentary history of this scope and complexity. In reviewing a different documentary history, a recently published volume of the Joseph Smith Papers, a historian described that rather dense study as the researcher's paradise and a casual reader's nightmare. I do not view Utah and the American Civil War this way. Because of its clarity and orderliness, Alford's study is unquestionably valuable to professional historians needing the details of what happened in Utah Territory during 1861 to 1865, but the book also has merit for serious non-academic readers. A wide range of students will find in these documents a useful, objective account of Utah's role in the Civil War. Alford's sense of balance is a good one to have alongside other recent narrative accounts by other historians who view Brigham Young's leadership during both the Utah War and the national fratricide that soon followed in terms of conspiracy theories and unpatriotic motives.
This is an audio production of BYU Studies, read for you by Christine Johnson and Joseph Sandholtz. BYU Studies publishes scholarship informed by the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information and access to articles, essays, and more, visit byustudies.byu.edu.